Hey, what's going on and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Moonriver. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of the screen. Now, let's jump straight into the TA. So taking a look at the daily chart, we do have two Fibonacci retracements at play. So I'm going to remove one of those and we're going to focus on the white one here. And as you can see, we have the swing high printed in November last year and the swing low printed in October last year. We had the second fib level retested at the end of the year, and we went below that even in January, and then we started the retracement to the upside, and then we had another move back down here, and we got down to the 1.618 fib level. So effectively what we have done here is we have printed a higher low, which is very important, and I've been talking about this for every single altcoin. With this pullback that I was expecting and that we got, I wanted to stay above this low so that we can continue in this local uptrend. And that's exactly what happened here. So far, so good. We should be getting the inflation data in the next few hours. So hopefully that is able to drive the markets up. However, if inflation is terrible, we could see a little pushback from the markets. In terms of crypto markets, we could see a little pullback, but maybe even Bitcoin's going to be ignoring that because, as you can see, Bitcoin is ignoring all the FUD going around with all the banks. And I think this is great because Bitcoin is showing its strength and why it should be um, looked at as a currency that as a hedge of inflation, basically, or a digital gold, so to speak. And yeah, so don't listen to Peter Schiff. Just buy Bitcoin, not a financial advice. Now, what we could be seeing here is a move all the way back up to the 20 EMA and the 55 EMA for a back test of resistance. So we could do something like this, run into the EMAs, and then get sent back down, potentially for a local higher low, and we continue from there, or for a lower low here, and potentially coming back down to retest this low if something was to happen and we saw some sort of a pullback in the markets. I'm just telling you what could happen. If we continue with this pump, we break above the EMAs, that's great. Immediately you're going to have several targets to the upside. A major target would be $10.37 because that is going to be our golden ratio of this Fibonacci retracement. So I would be targeting that. Now, if I bring back the other fib and I remove the white one here, and we take a look at this multicolor fib, as you can see, we had the swing high set from February to the swing low in February as well this year. And as you can see, what we did is we retraced all the way down to the 1.414. We had a nice bounce from there at $7.13. That was a great entry. And from there, we saw a move to the upside. And as you can see, we are breaking out of this channel down pattern as well. We had a little fake out below it over here, but we ended up breaking out. And as always with channel down patterns, you typically see breaks to the upside. And as you can see, we were in this pattern since February. We were coming down in this channel down pattern, eventually breaking out. So what we need to see here is we need to see the golden ratio broken as well at $9.42.5. Once we do that, the chances of retracing to the swing high here at $11.70 are much better because once you break the golden ratio, typically you see a retracement all the way back up to the swing high. Afterwards, you can either pull back down or you can continue. Doesn't really matter because what we're targeting is $11.70 for a potential swing trade or for anyone looking to take profits if you entered down here. But like I've been saying for many, many months, Moonriver below $10 is very cheap. So I personally bought more Moonriver at these prices. All the buy alerts are going to be on Twitter, wanted to say on Patreon. So feel free to check that out. The link is in the description. Now, if I jump into the daily RSI, let's see what's going on here. So as you can see, we went all the way down, almost retracing from the red support trend line here. This was a very interesting point because I was hoping to see a bounce from here, but still I started entering because this was very close to the support trend line. And as you can see, once you get too close to it, or you even go a bit below it, you tend to see a move to the upside. So this is exactly what we had over here. And anyone who entered, great. If you're looking for exits, you could take a look at either the light blue trend line here at 51.6 on the RSI, or the descending resistance trend line that we have here with multiple bounces as resistance. Then we had a move back down, potentially could run into it once again and come back down to the red trend line. If we saw some sort of a capitulation, a flash crash, obviously all the altcoins are going to drop massively. Potentially Moonriver could come back down to 18.8. That is going to be an incredible buying opportunity, as the last two times we had bounces was back in January 2022 and in June of 2022. And every single time we saw a bounce from there, we moved all the way up to the overbought. As you can see over here, well, almost to the overbought and over here. So these are important points to have on your RSI. And I do want to switch over to the Binance chart real quick. And before we continue with the video, guys, I quickly want to give a shout out to everyone who has joined my Patreon. Thank you very much. And if you want to become a part of the Patreon and, get access to a lot of exclusive content, such as podcast episodes for patrons only, my trade alerts, my entire portfolio. I share everything that I buy and everything that I sell. If you want to leave some requests, we can take a look at your projects on Patreon. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on there. I try to do daily updates and daily posts in there. So if you want to try it out for free, you can do that as well. There's a 7-day free trial, so you can do that and let me know what you think. Let's get on with the video. Taking a look at the Binance chart, as you can see, we do have a major resistance level here at $11.44. And if I jump into the stochastic on the daily chart, as you can see, we're sort of bottoming out here. And once you're typically below the stochastic of 20, that is a great area to be accumulating. So this was a great area to accumulate, and potentially we're coming back down here. This is going to be another great area to accumulate Moonriver before we eventually head up. I am expecting another impulsive move to the upside towards the end of the summer. So sometime in August, July, potentially, maybe even early September, we could see another local high, just like we did back in 2019, just like we did back in 2021. So this could mean that, and just like we did last August as well. So we could just go sideways here for the entire crypto market potentially, right? Or maybe have a little move to the upside, a move to the downside. But generally speaking, I do expect us to see a strong movement into August, into July, and into September. But until that point, we still could be dollar cost averaging, and we could have another few pullbacks here, hopefully here and there, where we can accumulate as many tokens as possible. So if we jump into the 3-day stochastic, as you can see here, you're still sitting at the stochastic of the index of 61. So maybe you can just wait a little bit until we start pulling back down into below the stochastic of 20. But like I said, based on the price action, this is very cheap. So you're literally sitting near the local low that we printed in December. So waiting for the stochastic to come back down might bite you back in the ass, because we might start pushing upwards and you're going to miss these prices. So I would say combine the price action and combine the indicators in a logical, smart way. So just because the stochastic is up here doesn't mean that you don't have to be buying in, because if you look at the price, you're very cheap and very low. So in this instance, yes, buying here, in my opinion, is okay, but I'm not a financial advisor, obviously. So that is pretty much everything I have for Moonriver. As always, the long-term targets, if you're looking at $100, $200, I think that could be done towards early 2024, the end of 2023. Maybe $100 at the end of this year would be great, but I don't want to be a moon boy, and I literally don't want the prices to go that high that early, because I want to stay in the bear market for as long as possible so that I can average into all the altcoins that I want to get, and so that I'm ready for the next bull market 100%. So let me know what you think of Moonriver. Let me know what your targets are for the next bull market, and I'm going to see you in the next update. Goodbye and good night.